Okay, are we ready to go?
Yeah, I've been recording.
Okay. So now we have to come up with something silly to say to be the intro.
Or we just get really meta about it and just act like this is what we discussed would be the intro.
Yeah, we wrote this down.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote down before the show started, we wrote down that we were going to do a fake intro to the show where we talk about how we wrote it down.
Yep.
And we wrote it down in extreme detail.
And it's going to be
Uh,
comedy gold.
yeah.
Guys, I lost
Then,
my script.
Oh,
I
sweet.
don't know what to say.
I kept wondering when you were going to
well,
jump in.
we're gonna have to write a new one. Let me get a pen.
And then
All right.
John rushes in and says that all the margarine's gone.
But when I look down at the page that I'm writing, John has said, "Oh, I've lost my script."
Oh.
Oh no.
So I wrote that into the script. So John lost the script on purpose. And then I wrote down that I told John that I wrote down that he lost the script on purpose. And that I'm writing me saying this is all really bad.
I'm like
Feels like this intro is
spiraling.
gonna go on forever.
I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling. So, hi everybody. Welcome to Spark Avengers. My name is Corey, and
No.
with me is Dylan and John. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the Kang Dynasty storyline as the episode today, but that was becoming to be a bit of a bear still, so we need a little more time to get that prepped. So, instead, we thought we would go ahead and begin going through our Marvel vs. DC tournament. For those who have been listening, you know that this is this is going to be episode 6 of this entire process from start to finish. We've had episodes dedicated to picking the participants. We had one episode dedicated to actually taking the participants and putting them into a bracket. And now it's finally time for some first round matches. Are you guys excited?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why I come here, is for the enthusiasm.
Well, that was written in the script for me to say. So
It says Dylan demurely.
yeah, to me. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's what I was going for. But
Ooh. So yeah, guys, what we're gonna do is we're going to switch to our bracket, and we're gonna go through the matches one by one and figure out who we think will win. There's 3 of us here, so I think it's only fair if we win by either unanimous decision or we leave it to fate.
Mm-hmm.
My rationale for this is pretty simple. When you have like the NCAA tournament for basketball, or I'm sure it works similarly in tournaments and other sports out there, but there's always like the juggernaut teams, the people that are the 1 seeds are going to go through and steamroll everybody in front of them. And then you find these weird little plucky teams that like are ranked number 12 and they're like some small prep school out of Virginia, and they somehow beat like a top dog, and you're okay, well, things have now gotten weird, brackets have been busted, so to speak. So the idea behind this is, as we're going through these first round matches, we're going to kind of just genuinely discuss the participants, how we think they match against each other, where any potential weaknesses would be, that sort of deal, standard comic book fanboy talk. But then we're going to come to a vote, and the vote is simple. Either it's unanimous and we have a clear winner, or we go to the wheel. And with the wheel, we're going to spin it. And on that wheel is our names a couple of different times to kind of add to the drama and the variety of it. And whoever the wheel lands on, their vote's the winning vote, and we have a potential upset. We could see the Taskmaster beat Apocalypse. We could see Green Arrow beat Superman, all by leaving it to fate, which is brave of us, I think.
I'd say it's genius of us. Let's give ourselves a pat on the back here. This is
I
good
think this is the
entertainment.
smartest. And no other podcast could have come up with this because they're all stupid. But we came up with it because we're really smart and cool and smart
And
and
handsome.
cool and also handsome
Yeah.
and really smart
Mm-hmm. We
and
have
cool.
we have great
Uh-huh.
financial resources behind us, loving families. Yeah,
We're,
yeah. You
we're
can't
smart though.
you can't win them all.
We're smart though.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're going to go through the Marvel side of the bracket, kind of depending, and we're gonna play it by year. We've not done this before, so we don't know if you could do an entire side of the bracket in one episode. It might be a couple, but we're gonna start with the Marvel heroes, and we're gonna take the first round matches, and we're gonna go all the way till we get our final winner on the Marvel hero side. That person will then face the winner of the Marvel villain side to decide who's the representative for Marvel in the Marvel versus DC fight. So potentially we're going to work through that whole side, or we might only get through the hero side. Before we advance, though, do you guys have any questions?
I feel like we're probably going to get through the heroes in this one episode. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
A lot of
but
work to
we'll
through.
see how it goes.
Yeah, we could surprise ourselves. We could be heroes just for one day, as Bob Dylan's son Jacob covered very famously.
Yeah, that's where people know that song from.
The Godzilla movie soundtrack. So I'm telling you.
Save that for a different episode.
All right. All right. So
And
this is
handsome.
So this is a fillable side of the bracket, so I'll be filling this out as we go. Hopefully, spinning the wheel won't completely break the stream, and people will see it early. We will at least have a screenshot of a full sided bracket when it's done. Regardless, the very first matchup on the bracket were the first two Marvel heroes that came up on our wheel when we were setting them: Spider-Man and Captain America. Does anyone want to start on who they think is the clear winner between the two?
It's hard, right? I really want to say Spider-Man just because I don't want Captain America to win, but I also think that like Captain America does have those like decades of like hand-to-hand combat, and he has decades of fighting like big threats and staying calm under pressure.
Well, he
And
doesn't really though. Like he was frozen in time for most of those decades, so
And
he's only
yeah,
got like a couple of years on Spider-Man.
And depending on if we're talking about the 1990s movie version of Captain America, he was only in one fight before the war and he got his ass kicked.
we're obviously
Yeah, well,
not
there you
talking
go.
about that guy because that was quite the inaccuracy. But I mean, like, imagine, right? Even if you spent a couple of years fighting in World War II and you beat up Hitler, which is pretty impressive when you think about it, and then you get frozen for ages, right? Even when you come out of being frozen, it's either around the same time that Peter Parker is Spider-Man or it's before that. I don't recall exactly when that is. But you like when Peter Parker got bitten, he was still like what, 15 or whatever, 16, 17,
Yeah.
18. One of the numbers. Steve Rogers is a grown ass man who'd already been fighting Nazis. So like once he came out of the thing, he's still ready to go. And luckily for him, he came back in America where there were a load of Nazis to beat up again. Lucky
Yeah,
him.
but Steve Rogers never fought Crusher Hogan, so
Mhm.
I will give you that. Now here's the thing. I obviously really want to vote for Spider-Man because Spider-Man has webs and Captain America doesn't. And if we're being real, like Spider-Man has also beat the shit out of like really, really big, important people. So, you know, kudos to him. Also, he had like he was like Captain Universe or whatever at one point. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you drafted her.
Huh?
You drafted Captain Universe.
No, what am I thinking of?
No, you're
Captain
correct.
Cos.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about though. I'm just messing with you because you did in fact
Okay.
you did in fact draft Captain Universe.
Well, I mean, there's an awful lot of stupidly named characters in Marvel Comics.
Absolutely.
And in comics in general. But you know what I mean? Like, he's done an awful lot of very impressive stuff. You might say it's more impressive because he is so young, you know?
Mm-hmm. So
So,
you're leaning on the fact that Captain America is older, essentially. Like he has more combat experience, and that would give him the advantage in a fight with Spider-Man.
really, I just wanted to talk about Captain America for a bit before I overwhelmingly voted for Spider-Man.
Okay, just want to be very clear. I mean, is there anything else you want to say about Captain America?
No. I think I've said it.
I mean, Captain America has a lot of I want to call it plot armor because I feel like sometimes he gets treated like he's fucking Superman, and
Mhm.
he's not. You know, I mean, he's still like enhanced superhuman male, but I always think about when they did the Avengers versus X-Men storyline and Gambit was fighting Captain America in like the jungle, and Gambit like basically charged up Captain America's costume and turned it into a bomb that he was wearing, and it blew up. And Captain America just shrugged it off and took out Gambit with a right hook. I was like, okay, that's a little. I don't think that is completely right, because if that's the case, if Captain America is that impervious to explosions, then in World War II he should have just been running through minefields for everybody, because it's not gonna fucking phase him apparently.
We don't
So
know that's not, but that's why they sent him out to war because they're like, oh, luckily he's impervious to fucking landmines.
apparently, but what I'm
Mm.
saying is, it seems like the power scaling for Captain America seems to vary sometimes, and I feel like Spider-Man's is a bit more consistent. I'm surprising
Yeah.
myself because I'm coming out on the side of Spider-Man, but like the only thing that Captain America seems to have is he has a better calm under pressure sometimes. Like he
Yes.
doesn't spiral like Spider-Man can. Um,
Hmm.
but also like at the end of the day, Spidey sense is a fucking huge advantage. Like I feel
Yes.
like a lot of like Captain America's, fighting style involves like catching people off guard with his agility or throwing the shield at some impossible geometric angle that's going to hit you. I feel like Spider-Man's
Hmm.
able to outthink that.
Yeah, I think so.
Plus he's a genius
Um,
intellect. He's got web. I mean, Captain America is not dumb, but like his intelligence is about like field work and like military experience. Peter Parker is a certified genius.
right.
Mm. Yeah, but I don't know. I think Captain America, his like fighting experience is gonna eke out Spider-Man's, like for like all the joking we were doing earlier. Like he knows combat probably better than anyone else in the Marvel universe when it comes to like hand-to-hand close quarters fighting. So if he can get Spider-Man in that position where it's like, just the two of them duking it out, then I think he's got it won.
So
Okay, but what if the scenario isn't that they get into hand-to-hand combat?
But
What
Captain
if
America's got that, like, sort of
what if he's not able to like get things to go in his specific favor? Spider-Man's
he's
also
Captain
very good at,
America. He always gets things to go in his favor.
plot
well, if you
armor.
pay enough money. But Spider-Man's also very good at getting people that he wants them to get to. What if they start having like a joke off, a comedy bit? Captain America's not going to win. He doesn't have any jokes. Spider-Man's got loads of jokes. You know what I mean? His Type
Wow, this
5 is
is true.
amazing.
I
You
didn't
know.
realize we were doing this based off jokes, though. In that case, that's
Well,
changed my thinking for the whole bracket now.
This brawl
I think we
bracket
can agree.
scrapped.
Well, boy, Deadpool's gonna have a great time. We're clearly not going purely on jokes, but I'm saying that if the argument is hand-to-hand combat, fair enough. Captain America is very, very good at hand-to-hand combat, but there's more to a fight than just that. And I think if it came down to hand-to-hand combat, yeah, probably Captain America. But overall, Spider-Man's got a lot going for him that I
Yeah,
think would give him more of an edge than Captain
and
America.
and the thing is, we also need to know like how does Captain America scale up to Spider-Man? Like like there is those panels where Peter Parker like did like fight Wilson Fisk and did fight the Punisher and basically let them like break their bones by punching him. Now Captain America is obviously an enhanced human being with like superior strength, but does he have more strength than Spider-Man? Is he more durable than Spider-Man? I don't know those things.
I would
Right.
say they're probably of a comparable limit of strength and power. Like Captain America with the super soldier formula in him, he can do some pretty amazing things. So
Surely Spider-Man's stronger
Yeah,
in
I
just
mean, I just
terms
wouldn't
of
don't
like
know.
raw
I
strength.
wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily say so.
Spider-Man can lift like 10 tons.
Yeah, well, Captain America can lift 20 tons.
I thought you were gonna say 11 tons. Can he?
Captain America
Yeah.
is able to bench press 1,100 pounds.
There you go.
Estimated 800,
Game
but can lift
over.
up to 1,500. That is what we have for Captain America. Now let's see Spider-Man.
It's 10 tons, unless they've changed it.
Class 10, 10 tons of lift.
Yep.
There's a strength
This
scale on. Is this going to be easy to use?
Put on a wheel.
No, it's not going to be easy to use. We're not going to bother with that.
Okay.
But no, I think Spider-Man. I think he's a little more rangy, and the added benefits of like being able to like shoot web, get to out of reach areas, used to the wall clinging. Even though Captain America is of a similar agility level of him, Captain America still has to have something to jump off of or grab onto, or Spider-Man can just walk up. So I think
Yeah, it's true.
I think what we're gonna see is like if I think Spider-Man could beat him at a range for sure, because he's able to get places Cap can't, and also with the aided Spidey sense and the web slingers, I think he could defuse the shield potentially being used as a weapon against him.
Okay.
I think Spidey sense is a huge advantage in his favor though. Like Captain America might be able to be a better fighter, but if Peter knows when the hits are coming, Captain America's gonna have to try to plan around that, and I don't know how you do that.
Right. So what are we saying?
I'm saying Captain America.
So John says Captain America.
Dylan, or he's gonna get his wheel. I'm saying Spider-Man.
I'm also saying Spider-Man. So in our very first round, we're going to the wheel.
This is all you ever wanted.
Oh, I love spinning a wheel. You know it.
Well.
All right, that's the wheel for you. So for those at home, we spun a wheel with all of our names on it, and whoever won basically got to make the pick. So in what I don't think many people would call an upset, but definitely an upset when it comes to our personal votes, Captain America will advance over Spider-Man into the next round. That's huge, by the way. That is a massive turn.
Spider-Man out in the first round.
Spider-Man is out in the first round. That's we have the question of, is it an upset? Like, is 13 versus 14 an upset? But yeah, that was a tough one. Something that's gonna come with some also that we might end up going back to the wheel for is we have Deadpool versus Rogue in our second first round match. The thought I have immediately is I think facing Deadpool is a war of attrition because of the healing factor, because he can like endure severe amounts of pain that he can just keep going. I think it comes down to, can Rogue tire him out? And I mean, she's got super strength, she's durable, she could remove his healing factor by absorbing his powers. I think Rogue could take Deadpool. I think that's a rough first round match for Deadpool.
I kind of agree as well, because what's Deadpool really got to hurt Rogue as well? Like guns and swords, dynamite. Which it's not going to do the trick against Rogue.
Right.
So, yeah.
He is an unconventional thinker, though.
Yeah. But I think that works against certain people. I don't think that's really... Look, I'm also going to say Rogue, and it hurts because I love Deadpool, but also, like, a lot of the stuff that... Like you said, Deadpool's got a healing factor, but, like, Rogue could just touch him and steal that factor.
Mm-hmm.
So then she has a healing factor. Yeah. Right?
So she has a healing factor, and he's... Because do people still momentarily lose their powers when Rogue absorbs them?
I don't...
Because if that's the case, that ends the fucking fight right there. If like he's already broken his legs and shit.
I don't think so, but also like Rogue has a litany of powers to go along with it. So if she steals his healing factor and then also has all of the other fucking powers that she has, like,
that's
she's gonna win, right?
That's a threat.
Yeah. That was a shame. My two favorites aren't already.
I was about to say, like, that round went way faster than I was anticipating. I was expecting
Yeah.
that to be more of a debate and thinking I was coming in as the outsider, but going, actually, I think Rogue's a bad matchup for Deadpool.
Not really. Like,
Oh,
but I
it's a
think
great
that
matchup for
Rogue.
Rogue, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like realistically, whenever you look at how powerful Rogue could be, potentially,
Yeah, and she's
they're
not an
always
Omega.
But that's it. They're always yapping about people being an Omega mutant or whatever. Oh, the guy that can control ice, definitely, but like not the person that can do fucking anything. You know, crazy.
Crazy.
You be happy enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rogue
Okay.
advances. She's going to meet Captain America in the next round. In our
Uh-oh.
in our third first round match, we have Captain Marvel Carol Danvers versus the Almighty Thor. Thoughts on Captain Marvel versus Thor? We got Cosmic versus God.
This one I think is much closer. This is like
Mm,
this I think is tough.
yeah. Like
I
the
don't
way
really
the
know.
MCU has kind of built up Captain Marvel as being like the most powerful kind of character in the entire like Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kind of lends itself to the comics as well, I guess. She's like supposed to be like pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, Thor is the literal like god of thunder,
He is
and
a god.
we've seen him like absorb plenty of punishment and dish out plenty of punishment as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've also seen him.
So
We've also seen him die as well. Carol Danvers is
didn't take.
really Carol Danvers is really an odd case because her powers have been getting boosted significantly as well as her role of responsibility. And that's not just in the MCU, but that's like in the comics in general. It wasn't that long ago, like Miss Marvel was just a member of the Mighty Avengers, and now she's Captain Marvel and like the head of her own team and like in charge of Shield or some such thing. So
Mm.
there was a cognitive push by Marvel to try to make her their version of Wonder Woman, because for the very big differences between DC and Marvel, one of the things that DC has that Marvel doesn't is Marvel seems to just really struggle with the idea of developing an iconic female character.
Yeah.
They've had attempts, and there have been some that I would say are close, but I don't think anything's ever come close to Wonder Woman.
No.
So that being said, Thor deals with a lot of cosmic bullshit as well. The Asgardians being kind of weird space people at times. I don't. I mean, that's just the thing about Carol Danvers is she's always got some other big boost coming out of her back pocket. They've really done a good job of positioning her in that way. I don't know. I'm a little undecided right now. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm leaning towards Thor just because
Yeah.
I think being a space god and having the sort of power that he does, because he's like absorbed in recent years like the Odin, was it the Odin Force or the Odin power, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's like taken that on as well as the powers he had originally as well. So he's like pretty souped up himself these days. And yeah, I just think in a straight up knockdown, drag out, smackdown style fight that Thor is probably gonna emerge victorious.
Fair.
I don't know, Dylan. What do you think?
I don't know. Like if you're looking at just their power sets, I think it's really close. Really, really close. I don't really know how to differentiate between the two of them. So I don't know. I'm really on the fence with this one.
So let's kind of break it down a little bit. Thor is the literal god of thunder in Norse mythology. He is battle tested. He has proven a lot of experience, a lot of wielding heavy power, as John has pointed out. A lot of experience, again, being an Avenger and being a hero on Earth and saving people and planets from demons and aliens and vampires and fucking everything in between. Carol Danvers is, the hand selected inheritor of like that Kree cosmic energy. She has evolved and her powers have changed with her, whether she was Miss Marvel to Binary and, even before taking on the full Captain Marvel moniker. She is from the United States Air Force, so there is a level of combat training and experience there, like Captain America would have. I think one of the things that kind of would help her is just she's got more ranged abilities than Thor with the energy blasts. I mean, Thor's got the hammer and he can call like lightning, but I don't know if that's as versatile as being able just to point and shoot,
Big hammer,
know.
though.
Yeah,
Big
big hammer.
Yeah.
How phallic. Yeah, but big hammer.
He works for Triple H.
Ayo. Oh,
And
dear.
he always won.
He always wins.
Yeah, there you go.
Except that year he was supposed
And
to win that tournament.
He looked
You didn't
kind of
see-
like Thor as well.
Yeah, you don't see a girl beating Triple H. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think if there was an instant where somebody did or not. He had to have been pinned by a woman at some point in his
Like
career.
China, surely.
Yeah.
I
Some screwy finish with Trish Stratus and some weird Attitude Era thing. I don't know. We're off topic.
Yeah, the fact that we can't. I mean, if we're going purely based on whether or not we think Thor is an analog to Triple H, then you know,
Let's
I
take a
think
turn.
that's pretty. Yeah.
So you're gonna say Thor, Dylan, because I think there is that level of uncertainty, at least with the two of us. I'm gonna say Captain Marvel and go back to the wheel.
I think that's fair because I don't really know.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah, can you take me off the wheel and just spin it between you and John?
No, that's the fun. Is there's an advantage.
If it's me, can you just spin again?
I'll do that.
Oh, not me.
So it landed
shocker.
on me. So that means Captain Marvel is going to advance past Thor.
God damn.
know that we're a very small podcast. We don't have a whole lot of listeners. But I really, truly want people to listen to this episode
Yeah.
because they will fucking hate it.
We've knocked out Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Thor in the first round.
They're gonna fucking hate us.
But look at this drama we have. If Rogue and Captain Marvel advance in their next, they're in the semis against each other.
It's long-term booking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not Tony Khan. This is how you book a tournament.
All right, our
That's
next first round match, we have Doctor Strange, the Master of the Mystic Arts, the former Sorcerer Supreme, against the Incredible Hulk. We've seen this one happen before in the Return from Planet Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. And Thor and Hulk kind of ended it rather briskly by breaking Doctor Strange's fingers, because if you can't,
that'll do it.
If you can't cast the spell, you can't cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
That was his catchphrase.
That's what Hulk said. Hulk smash, and if you can't cast a spell, you can't cast a spell.
Yeah, I mean he was a dumbass, so I get why he said that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
So anyway, let's go with the obvious thing. Is Doctor Strange is the master of the mystic arts. If there's a scenario in which Hulk cannot get near him, I think that Strange has a chance of winning this. He can simply banish the Hulk to another dimension. I don't know why they didn't do something like that with Planet Hulk instead of just we'll put him on a rocket and send him into space. Weird idea.
Sure.
When you literally have someone that could just put him somewhere
Yeah.
in your group
Instantly.
that voted to decide on what to do.
They could do that instantly, because putting him on a rocket and then sending that rocket to a different planet, there's a lot of time involved with that. You can't just shoot the rocket off and go, well, he's out of our hair forever, because you can see the rocket. You know, if you look up at the sky, you could maybe see him punching the shit out of the rocket.
Yep.
You know, hit the rocket down into space, it's gonna take a long time. Whereas if you just open a portal and send him somewhere else and then close the portal, you're like, well, there you go, that was easy.
Yeah, easy.
So we didn't spend a lot of money on a fucking rocket.
That's Tony Stark. He'll drop money for nothing and the chicks for free.
Well, he's Elon Musk, and that he wants to show off all those stupid rockets, and lo and behold, they don't work.
So anyway, like I said, we have, and this is actually maybe an off-topic question, but when they were voting on sending the Hulk to space, Was there any sort of like tension with Doctor Strange, because they were like longtime partners in the Defenders? Like the Defenders weren't a team with like a hideout or anything. Like the whole idea was they would get together when they needed to, but they were teammates. You'd think he'd be a little more conflicted.
He was really conflicted because he was like, I'm only doing the rocket thing because if we were like standing face to face, boy, the Hulk would just break my fingers, and I don't want that.
Don't want to do that. So
No.
so yeah, I mean the Hulk's the Hulk. He only
Yeah.
gets stronger and more durable and more basically unbeatable the angrier he gets. So it would literally, for Doctor Strange to win, it would need to be one of those he immediately nullifies the Hulk before the Hulk can even get started.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big ask.
Yeah.
So, John, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts are basically the Hulk is gonna stop Doctor Strange from doing whatever, party tricks he's gonna try and bust out before he can do it. So like he could easily just like do his little hand clap and like send Doctor Strange flying into a wall, and then while he's trying to shake it off because he's just basically a regular human being, Hulk could walk up and just like squash his head with his hands, or his hands with his head. I don't know. He could do whatever he wants.
He
He's
could
the
do
Hulk.
both. He could
Yeah.
do both.
So yeah, I'm leaning towards the Hulk.
So Dylan, is that your pick as well?
No, my
Okay.
pick is Doctor Strange.
All right.
Because let's look at the scenario. Hulk and Doctor Strange are looking at each other, and the Hulk does his hand clap and blows away Doctor Strange into a wall, or whatever. Right? That was the scenario.
That's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What if that's not the real Doctor Strange? What if that's like an astral projection, or what if that's an illusion? What if Doctor Strange isn't stupid enough to go toe to toe with the Hulk again? What if he's already
He's kind of proven he is stupid enough to go toe to toe with the Hulk and then have his hands crushed. So
one time, and after that one time, you learn your lesson. You're like, I ain't
but
doing that.
Howard doesn't even want to fight the Hulk anymore.
Right. So what if he comes up with a way to incapacitate the Hulk that doesn't even involve fighting?
Make it sound like the only way he's gonna combat the Hulk is by running away.
But what if he, like we were saying, what if instead of him shooting him off in a rocket, what if he just like teleports him to a different planet? The spell, and it's like it's somebody else's problem now. Because after 10 seconds, the match is over. The bell has been rung. The Hulk has been out of the ring. Even if he comes back, it's gonna be like weeks later. So the fight in this instance has been won by Doctor Strange.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like a
I'm
victory
not
to me.
convinced. I think Doctor Strange has enough magic knowledge to be able to find out a way to stop somebody whose only strength is being strong. I think he must have enough knowledge of the mystic arts to be able to come up with a way to stop that one particular, very easy to telegraph thing that happens in Marvel Comics all the time.
So
A lot of people in Marvel Comics are just big and strong and punch hard. At this point, if Doctor Strange hasn't figured out a way to stop big and strong and punches hard, then I don't know if he can do anything.
Well, because I was about to say, I mean, this is a situation where both have encountered this type of enemy before on numerous occasions. Doctor Strange is constantly like facing things that would physically beat the absolute dog shit out of him. Like that's just giant
Right.
cosmic horrors and whatnot. And the Hulk is
Yes.
constantly fighting people who are of a very high degree of intelligence over him when he's in his Hulk form. Now, we're not even considering the possibility this is Smart Hulk. Because if it's Smart Hulk, then that's an added difficulty for Strange to overcome. If you get the Hulk with the level of the intelligence of Bruce Banner behind him, and he's not just a mindless rage monster.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do your thing, make your pick.
I'm still figuring it out.
You want us to debate the idea of Smart Hulk versus Doctor Strange?
So I mean, so that's the factor is like, we run into like, is this Doctor Strange who has the full magical array of being the Sorcerer Supreme, because that does give him a bolster to his abilities, because he currently isn't. And is this currently Smart Hulk? Because I don't think it currently is.
What if it's Smart Hulk but dumb Doctor Strange?
It's Doctor Strange at his most arrogant, where he makes
Yeah,
dumb
just
decisions.
Mister, some kind of synonym for Strange.
Mr.
To
Strange.
be fair, that's like something we haven't really mentioned as well. Is Doctor Strange can be quite an arrogant prick at times, where he kind of doesn't, you know, take threats as seriously as maybe he should do. So maybe he would underestimate Hulk because he thinks he's this mindless, rampaging brute that he can, beat easily, and then that.
Well, he's a
could
doctor.
backfire.
Doctors are very egotistical. But isn't like, I don't know if it's Smart Hulk. There's one of the versions of the Hulk that's really like egotistical and
Joe Fixit or Maestro?
it's not Maestro. Maybe it is Fix It. See the gray one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grey Hulk is,
Yeah.
is Mr. Fixit.
Yeah, like he's really like self-centered and egotistical and really like selfish and stupid in that respect, you know. So, you know, it's well, I feel like the problem we have is we're just circling around the same points.
Well, there's just a lot of I mean, when it comes down to it, is Doctor Strange being smarter but also arrogant? Is that going to go poorly against the invulnerable rage monster, who also is quite dumb at times,
but has the potential to be smug and arrogant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're surprisingly evenly matched in the worst way possible. They're like two sides of the same coin.
You want to do what I did, Corey, and just like abstain? So if your name comes up, you spin it again.
I mean, we could do that, because it sounds John is firmly Team Hulk and you're firmly Team Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do that. I'll put mine as a spin again option.
Okay. This is a good angle we come up with.
On the fly at that.
Yeah. Oh!
All right, so
Oh!
Doctor Strange is going to advance past the Hulk. That's an upset right there, in my opinion.
Fucking brackets, unbelievable.
Yeah, we are a nightmare for Disney sales is what we are.
Oh my god. What are we doing?
Oh boy. So Doctor Strange is going to advance to the next round to face Captain Marvel in a very interesting, what area of Marvel is more neglected, magic or space? Our next first round matchup, however, is going to be firmly in the world of the mutants, as Wolverine goes toe-to-toe with Domino. Domino was the surprising pick that ended up in this tournament to begin with. And I think it was just, we couldn't, like, the luck powers are just a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they're a lot. It's the ability to influence things to go your way. Now, I will say this, that's a get. She also is incredibly well trained. She's a weapons master. You know, Wolverine has a healing factor and unbreakable bones, but he can be slowed down. And Domino's the kind of person that's smart enough and skilled enough to slow him down. The question is, can she beat him in a fight? And I just kind of go back to, sometimes the only way to win is not to play, to quote the movie War Games. And I feel like Domino's luck power, if it was just Wolverine versus Domino, and her power was there to, like, what's the best possible scenario for me, I think there's a high chance that power is get out of the fight.
Right.
Kind of like when Darwin faced the Incredible Hulk, and his evolving powers just said, nope, teleport you to the farthest place from the Hulk possible.
Yeah.
I agree to a respect. I don't think that the solution would be get out of the fight, but I feel like the solution would be something would happen to benefit Domino that would stop the fight. Do you know what I mean? Some kind of circumstance would take over that would benefit Domino. And I think if we're being real about it, if it was just a straight up hand-to-hand combat match, it's Wolverine, right? Domino's a very, very well trained. But they're just fighting, Wolverine. But yes. I think if we are taking the luck factor into account, which with Domino is pretty much all you can do.
Yeah.
I do legitimately think that something. If you're face to face with a bloodthirsty berserker animal with fucking metal claws that will happily kill and eat you, and you have luck based powers, there's a pretty good chance if you roll that dice that you'll find a way to get out of that situation alive and incapacitate Wolverine somehow. And it might just be, I don't know, like a bus falls on his head or something. Like, but I feel like she would get out of it somehow intact, which I think would technically, like TKO, call her the winner of the fight.
All right,
I
John, what are
mean,
you
that
thinking?
sounds like nonsense to me.
Well, this is all nonsense.
I think like the luck powers are only going to take Domino so far. Like luck runs out eventually, even for Domino. So if it's like like you say, going against Wolverine in a straight up, sort of hand to hand type fight or whatever, Wolverine's got the edge in terms of fighting skills. He's got the edge in terms of like the berserker rage as well. You piss him off enough, he's gonna snap, and then that red mist descends, and game over right there.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got the healing factor as well. So anything that Domino does throw at him, he can pretty much shrug off and recover from. So yeah, I don't know. This feels like a really one-sided fight to me.
Yeah, but Domino has a gun though.
Which
Okay,
notoriously have done really well against Wolverine.
yeah.
Yep. If you just keep shooting him in the eyes,
I think the thing is, even if you do incapacitate Wolverine, it's not going to last long because of like if you hit him with like a nerve toxin, it's going to fade off quicker than it would with another person.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
like
you still win the fight.
you can knock out Wolverine. We talked about that when we had our episode on how to kill Wolverine. You can knock him out. It takes a lot to knock him out, though, and he's not going to be out terribly long.
But she still would win the fight. If he's knocked out, she wins the fight. The referee raises her hand. Now, if he gets his heat back later on, that's fine. She's the winner of the match and advances in the tournament.
You work it on the house shows for a couple of weeks, see if the crowd's behind it, and then you run the rematch.
Or if the crowd is behind it, do it anyway.
If the crowd's bored of this and wants it to end, just keep hammering it into the ground.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't know, Dylan. I think Wolverine. I think that there are definitely people in the tournament that could beat Wolverine. I don't think Domino necessarily is one of them. I think it's a hard task to beat him. And I think
agree.
like it's just a bad draw for her. I think she could go against some other characters. But I mean, Domino's luck powers we've seen in like Hickman's, we're in the beginning of the Ben Percy X-Force, where she gets captured and experimented on by like the anti-Krakoa people. So like luck powers don't always mean you walk away. It's a chance to walk away. It didn't stop her from getting kidnapped.
But maybe it was lucky that she got kidnapped.
Well, she got her skin peeled off in like parts of her body, so maybe it wasn't that lucky.
Yeah.
Does he know she has luck powers, or?
I think a lot of people just see her and they go, "Oh yeah, man, smoking hot albino lady."
I will say that I didn't think Domino would make this list at all. So in that respect, she's incredibly lucky.
Yeah. So is this the sound that we're gonna have to take it to the wheel because John and I are both on the side of Wolverine?
100%.
All right.
And I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to take this risk, and I believe in the power of luck. I'm a gambler.
Is Domino.
It feels
and
appropriate.
I believe that luck will see me through this day. Well, I tried.
Right.
Told you, luck runs out eventually.
Listen, John. I'm well aware that luck runs out eventually. All right.
So that Wolverine is moving on to the next round, and meeting him as a potential interesting pairing. We have the man without fear, Daredevil, versus literally a god right now, Storm. So on paper, this is a bad one for Daredevil. Storm's an Omega level
Right.
mutant. Not only has she been an Omega level mutant that's completely capable of controlling nature itself and all of weather, but she's also been getting some pretty hefty upgrades in her solo run that I don't know if we want to take into consideration or not. We might not want to, because that solo run is all about power scaling and like inventing newer, bigger threats that she has to get newer and bigger powers to contend with. But
I think we should ignore that.
probably should, just for the sake of fairness, and that's not just John talking as the resident Daredevil fan. So, John, this is an uphill climb, and Daredevil's your boy. Do you have any words?
I mean, Daredevil's got this, clearly. All he has to do is throw his billy club and hit her in the head, and that's it. Game over.
Well, he's very lucky. We know this about Daredevil.
Well, I don't know about that. I'd say he has.
Yes, that's incredibly unlucky when you think about it.
Yeah, he's not had the best run of things.
He didn't have his skin peeled back though, so maybe luck is on his side after all.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, see that?
I mean, yeah, this is obviously very one-sided.
You don't even want to take it to the wheel.
I mean, I could try and
If you want to
make a
take
case
it to
for
the wheel,
Daredevil, but
if you want to take it to the wheel, we could take it to the wheel. The
That
wheel's
sounds
there
like
for a
you're
reason.
leading the witness, Your Honor, and I will object to that.
I mean, tournaments are based off of upsets.
yeah.
Well, clearly not with Domino. You guys were very upset about that one.
I don't know. We did have
Well-
Doctor Strange get past the Hulk.
Listen, I feel like you were very insistent to take it to the wheel, and I don't want you badgering my client like that.
Your client that's
Well,
voting
you let him-
against you.
Yeah.
You let him answer. You let him answer in his own time, under his own volition.
Well, after
Son of a
careful
bitch.
consideration, I think I'm going to go for Daredevil on this fight.
Okay. Now it's 2-1. So just because we're going to
I
the wheel
feel like
doesn't
that is-
necessarily mean it's gonna go your way.
It wasn't 2-1 a moment ago.
All right.
This is shenanigans.
Here we go.
This is worse than if Domino beat Wolverine.
Oh no! Upset.
It's not an
Told you, it's the
upset,
billy
Corey.
club to the
You
head.
did this. This is all on you. That was 100% you. John very clearly said, "Well, this is one-sided. It's pretty obvious who's gonna win this. Who's gonna win?" And you were like, "We can blah, blah, blah." That's my impression of you, by the way. This was all on you. This could have been avoided. This was written. This was already writing down Storm. That is unforgivable. Cannot believe that.
Folks, do you believe in miracles?
I let Deadpool go.
Wait,
You
yeah.
didn't like, oh, I want to go to the wheel for Deadpool?
No, I'm just saying. We know that John.
Oh,
I
he's just
know that
saying.
John
I know what you're
loves
saying.
Daredevil. I know John
Don't even
loves
try
Daredevil.
to justify this.
I didn't want him to put his boy out in the cold unless he had to. And
My
what do you know?
Unbelievable.
Well, we'll see if
Why are you friends
Daredevil.
with you guys?
We'll see if Daredevil can continue on that luck because he will have to go against Wolverine in the next round, and that's another tall
Oh,
order for him.
I'm pretty sure Daredevil will find a way past that one.
All right, Dylan, you might be changing your tune here shortly because our next first round matchup is the Scarlet Witch, the most recently named Sorcerer Supreme, against Gambit, a character who was
Well, luckily, we'll be going
considered.
to the wheel for this one.
Gambit was considered to be a Sorcerer Supreme in this storyline that's upcoming.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been fucking around with magic in Gail Simone's run.
But you told me that.
Yeah, so yeah, put him in consideration.
Just because you use magic, you get considered to be Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Is that
It
real?
seems like a pretty big prerequisite.
Yeah, but just using it means you're like, oh yeah, you're like one of the big fucking magic guys. No, you're like, what? That's it?
The Cosmic Marvel and Magic Marvel are very neglected spaces, is all I'm going to say.
You know what I mean? Like, Like if you practice like magic once in your bedroom, like you don't get a phone call from the guy like, "Hey, you're next in line to be Sorcerer Supreme." You're like, "What the fuck?" I just
He's
brought my
probably
cat
only
back to
doing
life.
like card tricks as well. That was his magic. Like, is
Yeah,
this
like
your
I am
card?
not prepared. I'm not prepared for this. And as Sorcerer Supreme, you're gonna have to fight the Hulk. You're like, ah, whoa, whoa, what?
Oh boy. Yep. So that does put us to Scarlet Witch, very powerful magic user, a mutant in her own right with the ability to alter reality and probability, against Gambit, who is a master thief, uh, can basically turn anything he touches into a bomb. And we did discuss when we were building the bracket that Gambit does have that canon ability that if someone isn't aware that he's flirting with them to manipulate them, it works. But I feel like that works for most men
The
and,
trick with
and
that is
women.
we have to establish whether or not he's done that to Scarlet Witch before or not. Because if they know about it, it doesn't work. So
Now
she
that's
already
the
knows
thing is
about it.
she probably knows about it because Gambit has been on X Factor with Quicksilver in a very very brief forgettable run by Peter David, and I imagine Quicksilver would have immediately told his sister if he didn't already know. It's like, hey, by the way, don't let the fucking Cajun talk to you.
Mm.
Gambit, I feel like, is a guy that comes with a warning label for most women.
Even without the charm factor,
Exactly.
it's probably like, we'll watch out for that guy.
Yeah, he's
You
gonna get
know?
you into some trouble. You'll have fun, but it ain't gonna always be
Yeah.
fun.
No.
So I mean, Gambit's clever. The whole deal about being a thief is the ability to get around shit you shouldn't be able to. Like I said, I mean, it looked in that fight that he had with Captain America until they just had Captain America shrug off having all of his clothes turned into a bomb. That Gambit had won that fight. So I mean, he can
Yeah.
surprise people. That's not out of the range of possibility. But he is against someone who, with 3 words, rendered the mutant population into like a percentage of what it used to be.
Well, I will say in that defense that she did that and didn't work on Gambit. So what do you think of that?
Well, maybe she should have been more specific and just said no more Gambit.
Now, if she did say no more Gambit, would that actually work?
Who's to say?
She
Is
has
that
has
all
she,
it
good.
takes?
has she tried that trick recently? I think she might have did it in one of the Krakoa storylines where they had her like use magic to implant the memories of mutants who died before they could be put into Cerebro so that they could be
Yeah, that's
resurrected. She did some bullshit like that. So she is very, very, very powerful.
right.
Yeah, but can she make Captain America's clothes explode?
They did a romance angle. She might have. There was a period of
Clothes
time where they
explode?
were an item. I think it was during the Busiek run.
That's interesting.
Yep. So my vote is Scarlet Witch. I think she's too much of a powerhouse for him, and it does pain me to say that.
Yeah.
I can't even for the sake of fun go spin the wheel.
Oh well, tough. We're spinning the wheel anyway.
All right, Dylan, this worked for you in the past and it didn't work for you recently. We're spinning the wheel. If it lands on myself or John, that's Scarlet Witch advancing, and if it lands on Dylan, Gambit pulls off a big upset.
Well,
No. No, it landed on John, so Scarlet Witch will, in fact, advance past our favorite mutant Gambit.
this is why I'm not very good at gambling. I have no luck.
Well, someone else who suffers from a crippling addiction, we have Iron Man up against Luke Cage.
My addiction isn't crippling, by the way. I want that on the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your gambling addiction is not crippling, it's just severe.
I don't know if it's. I call it an addiction.
So we have Iron Man, Tony Stark, genius inventor, a whole armory full of various fun weapons and gadgets at his disposal. Luke Cage from the streets and super durable and super strong. bullets bounce off of him. We have a guy whose armor is natural and a guy whose armor is invented. What are we thinking?
I mean, Luke Cage is tough, but like Iron Man's got a lot of resources.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of ways to beat you up. It's not just Iron Man armor, you know. I feel that like Luke Cage is good. Again, if we're going like hand to hand combat, Luke Cage is good on like this straight up like street fight kind of thing. But Tony Stark very rarely does a straight up street fight kind of thing. You know, he's always got some. He'll just shoot a fucking missile from space or whatever. You know.
Yeah, that's also true. I think another thing against Luke Cage's favor is Iron Man has absolutely fought people like Luke Cage in the past. You know, super powered individuals with superhuman strength that could peel his armor off, etc. So I think there's a level of familiarity in the fight going in for Iron Man that I think that would give him an advantage.
Right. Whereas how many times has Luke Cage fought a robot man? 7?
I think that's
Maybe?
the thing. Like, you know, you run into the problem where any time that somebody can create space and still hurt you is not going to be good for you. You know, there's to go with a D&D term or a D&D scenario, right? When you level up, when you start out the game Dungeons and Dragons, your barbarians and fighters are a lot stronger than your wizards and your sorcerers, because wizards and sorcerers start weak, but when they grow exponentially, and your barbarians and fighters don't really. So like if you get to like level 14, 15, you're having characters that are able to call meteors from space and fly and rewrite time, but your barbarian's abilities, he can now hit you 4 times every turn instead of just the 2. So I think
4 times is pretty good though.
4 times is pretty good, but if I can summon a meteor on top of your head, that's not great.
Just punch the meteor and you've got 3 more punches left.
So I do think that Luke Cage is going into a losing fight here. I don't want to say that. I like Luke Cage. I love Luke Cage to get even bigger spotlight and showcase than he's getting. But I think it's an uphill battle for him on this one. So I'm gonna go Iron Man.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
Iron Man.
agree.
All right.
Same.
So Iron Man sounds unanimous then. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Iron Man will advance against Scarlet Witch, and we'll have magic versus technology. So we're going to go into our second round matchups, and we have Captain America versus Rogue. So with Captain America and Rogue, we run into a kind of a similar issue. Rogue is incredibly durable. She can fly. She's super strong, and she can also absorb your abilities. She wouldn't necessarily need to absorb Captain America's abilities because his are just enhanced physical, you know, being an advanced physical specimen, which she already is. Cap has, you know, got his combat experience, his field knowledge, his, you know, I mean, that's really what he's got going against him. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it can be. Rogue's led teams, Captain America's led teams. I want to say the girl has a shot at beating Captain America. That sounds controversial to say.
I would say 100% Rogue. Because if we were like, what can Deadpool do hurt Rogue? You're like, well, what can Captain America really do to hurt Rogue? You know? I think Rogue's got that in the bag.
In theory, I agree with you. But I'm going to do what you didn't do with Deadpool versus Rogue and say Captain America. Just because it gives them a fighting chance.
All right, we're
You're
going to take
villain.
it to the wheel.
You're a real... I don't know how many times I've said this, John, but you're the villain of this podcast. I don't think it's me. It's not me.
Here we go. Oh, it came close, John. It came close. But it landed on me, so that means Rogue is going to pull, on paper, an upset and advance past Captain America into the semis. All right. Speaking of captains, though, we have someone Rogue's very familiar with. We have Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, against the Master of the Mystic Arts, Doctor Strange. We have space versus magic. Like I said a couple of times now, the 2 most neglected corners of Marvel. What are we thinking?
I want to pick Captain Marvel just to see Rogue versus Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Long-term booking.
Long-term
Yep.
booking.
Mhm.
I don't know. For me, I do think Strange has an advantage. I think a lot of Captain Marvel's stuff is she's getting more powerful. Strange is also very familiar with what it's like to wield massive power and lose massive power. He's done it pretty frequently. I see him running into the. I mean, I could see him pulling the same playbook against Captain Marvel, banish you to another dimension.
She would have an easier time of coming back, I think, than the Hulk would.
I mean, potentially. I don't know what
Yeah.
her acumen towards magic is. I mean, you have to make friends or, learn how to wield it yourself if you're trying to navigate back from a different dimension than the one you were originally from. You have to find a path.
But I don't think that that's unobtainable for somebody with like cosmic powers like Captain Marvel. I feel like slipping through dimensions is kind of like a cosmic thing, and it's like a lot of cosmic beings would have that kind of power anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't
someone
think
of
that's
her power set as well.
yeah, I don't think that that's unreasonable. Think about it. I think it's easier for her to travel through dimensions than the Hulk would. Is he just gonna rip open a dimension? I don't think so. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay. I will yield to you then. I will say that Captain Marvel will advance
Okay.
over Doctor Strange. And so we do have in our semifinals Captain Marvel versus Rogue. This bracket has taken such a turn in a way that I was not anticipating. Because if you
Yeah,
look
I'm
at
happy
it,
with.
we have heavy hitters: Spider-Man, Captain America, Deadpool, Captain Marvel, Thor, Doctor Strange, all eliminated. So up next, on our more grounded area, we have Wolverine versus Daredevil. What are we thinking?
Well, you feel like Corey, if all the heavy hitters have been eliminated, the smart thing to do is eliminate Wolverine and send Deadpool into the next bit.
I mean, Daredevil in the next bit?
He beat Storm. He could beat Wolverine.
I don't know, John. What do you think?
I mean, like this is tough for me. I love both characters. I mean, it's got to be Wolverine probably, but I am sort of rooting for Daredevil a little bit as well.
It's fun to root for the underdog.
I hope Daredevil wins this whole thing now.
Yeah.
Daredevil goes into face Marvel or DC, and DC's represented by Darkseid or Doomsday.
Yeah, Daredevil wins, no problem.
So
Easy.
so you mentioned that like Wolverine, if he can beat Storm, he can beat Wolverine. I don't know about that. The whole strategy of beating Storm that John put up was throwing a stick and hitting Storm in the head. Wolverine has a metal skull. That's gonna bounce right off. And
Yeah, but John wasn't serious with that bit.
I was serious. What are you talking about?
You sprayed him.
That was the scenario which we described. Now
It's on record. We can listen to the tone of voice. We all know that it was a fake bit.
So, that being said, I think Wolverine. You think Daredevil. John, who do you think?
I'm gonna go Wolverine.
Okay. So we're going to spin the wheel, Dylan. If it lands on you, Daredevil advances. This is a very big turn of events from the last one.
I'm secretly pulling for you, Dylan.
Unfortunately, that has been misguided.
That is a shame.
So that has fallen to me, which means Wolverine will advance, and the fairy tale Cinderella run for Daredevil has ended.
I don't like that. We got rid of Storm for nothing.
All right, our final of the second round matches, we have Scarlet Witch versus Iron Man, magic versus technology. Both incredibly powerful in their own ways. What are we thinking?
I don't know. Like, I want to say Iron Man because I feel
Really?
like, yeah, because I feel that like in all the time that Iron Man has been around, he's been in the Avengers, he's seen things, he's fought things. Like we were saying earlier, like if he doesn't have some sort of like counter to somebody who is a mystic and uses like magic, he's been wasting his time. Because that stuff
Mm,
comes up a lot. And he's fought them, he's fought with them. You know, I don't see why he wouldn't have some sort of protocol to counteract a magic user, especially somebody as powerful as Scarlet Witch. I think as a smart and devious man, Tony Stark would be like, I gotta watch out. She killed the mutants. What if she kills the robots? You know?
yeah,
Um,
you actually make a really good point because, like, he's been on teams with her. He's like worked alongside her, but he's
mhm.
also seen her sort of break bad as well. So he must
Yeah,
know she's got that potential to be an enemy at some point, and he's like Batman, and like sort of he must have come up with sort of plans just in case that eventuality does happen, so he
yeah.
could kind of
I
stop her.
feel like I feel like Tony Stark's the kind of guy that would do that. Out of all of them, Tony Stark would be the one to be like, all right, we got to dedicate a little of my resources to making sure that that shit doesn't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially after like House of M happened, he's like, well, this is very mutant heavy. What if she does that? You know, she got rid of the mutants at the end of it. What if she just flips it the other way? What if someday she's like, no more humans, and then Tony Stark's fucked, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he would have some sort of way to counteract that. Probably
I
by
was
shooting a big rock
100%
at her.
gonna vote for Scarlet Witch, but you've completely swayed me over to Iron Man now.
I didn't even get a chance to persuade you about Storm, but
And what's odd is I was my argument for Iron Man and all of this is that Iron Man's been dealing with magic users for a long time. That's one of those
The Mandarin.
exactly one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
So, Scarlet Witch, if anything, is always shown to be a little more unhinged and not as disciplined with her magic
yeah,
as others have been in the past. So I think like the control element is like a big factor. If Scarlet Witch does break bad in the midst of the fight, Tony might have some more trouble. But is that enough for him to get past it? I don't want to put this to unanimous for that reason.
love a wheel. You love a
I
wheel.
love a wheel.
Yeah.
So let's spin it. Scarlet, if it lands on you guys, it's Iron Man. If it lands on me, it's Scarlet Witch.
Let's see that luck power come back into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Magic prevails. It has landed on me.
You know what I should just do is like vote for the person I don't want to go through.
Just put them on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So Scarlet Witch is going to advance past Iron Man, and we have our final four. We have Rogue, Captain Marvel, Wolverine, and Scarlet Witch. How progressive
Can't believe
are we?
3 of them are women.
How-
That's see that we're a real modern podcast right here.
We're great allies.
I'm just saying it could have been 4 women.
That
Just want that on the record. Had the
was 2
potential.
rounds ago. She's gone.
I know, but I miss her.
All right, so this is going to set up the final two, and decide ultimately who's going to be representing the Marvel side in this fight. We have Rogue versus Captain Marvel. This is a grudge match. This is one that has been on and off over the years. It's Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. They have been back and forth. They've been friends. They've been enemies.
Daniel Garcia versus Wheeler Yuta.
All right.
I was sitting there like, what the fuck are those guys' names? I couldn't even remember their fucking names.
That's a rotten stage of luck.
Yeah. Well, my luck's not holding on too well today, so that makes sense.
So we got Rogue and we got Captain Marvel. Who do we think?
Yes. I want to pick Rogue just because I like Rogue.
I think I might go for Rogue as well.
Okay. Just because you like Rogue?
I like Rogue, but she's already beaten Captain Marvel before by absorbing her powers, so
That's true.
there's precedence there.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that gives Rogue a really good advantage over everybody. Is that like Rogue has the power that she has, but also has the potential to have the powers of whoever she's fighting against.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of got like one up over everybody. You know?
The only trouble with her power is she has to get in close to be able to use it.
Yeah.
True.
And that's your melee versus range fight right there, because Captain Marvel doesn't have to get close to Rogue to hit her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, that's true if the end goal is to steal Captain Marvel's powers again. Again, Rogue can just steal somebody else's powers and then have the long range battle with Captain Marvel. She can still like just because Captain Marvel has long range abilities doesn't rule out Rogue. She can find a way out of that too. You know?
I don't know, but then you're going against someone who's borrowed someone else's powers versus someone who knows their powers like the back of their own hand. Like if you're, like if you're gonna have a pissing contest, it helps if it's your wiener that's pissing.
I for sure thought you were gonna say it helps if it's your piss, which I agree with. Whatever, whatever. I would a pissing contest, but I use somebody else's piss. It's not the same.
It's just not the same.
Not the same.
Oh boy.
You know?
So I'm inclined to give this one to Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel has handled high pressure situations better than Rogue has historically. I think she does. She is going into this fight with a losing record, which means she's got something to prove. Because Rogue has beaten Captain Marvel in the past.
Right.
So I mean, this is a big grudge. This is someone with something to prove. I think that Captain Marvel could find a second gear.
You want them to go 1-1 so they have a third fight at
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yep. Put him in a cage.
I mean, we can still put them in a cage.
You have to put a cage with a roof on it because they can both fly, though.
That's true. But they just fly off of the cage.
Oh, that's true. They just pick up the cage and carry it with them.
Walk away to the cage, yeah. We're both pretty strong.
So are we going to the wheel?
Can you imagine it's like WrestleMania, one of the big open air WrestleMania stadiums, and then Rogue and Captain Marvel just fuck off with the Hell in a Cell, and Vince is like, "What the fuck? I spent a lot of money on that cell." You know? Oh, we have to. Are we gonna have to go to the wheel?
I think so, yeah.
Because I'm not budging.
All right. If it lands on Doe or John, Rogue advances to the final two.
Oh, get fucked.
Boy. All right, so it landed on me. So that's an upset for Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel redeems herself, beating Rogue to get to the finals.
This is a terrible string of luck. Has this ever happened to anybody?
Up next, we have another mutant showdown as well. Maybe not. Scarlet Witch is a mutant some days and isn't others. We've got Wolverine versus the Scarlet Witch. What are we thinking? Because this seems like a bad combination for Logan.
Oh, but he'll always find a way out of stuff, won't he?
Yeah, you're saying that, but like, I mean, Scarlet Witch is sort of similar to Jean Grey, at least like when she had like Phoenix powers. But then in that third X-Men movie, Wolverine manages to kill Jean Grey and save the world. So I think he could do the same to Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, he kills Jean Grey in the Grant Morrison run. So
He's always killing people.
he just loves killing Jean Grey. He always kill the people he love. I'm pretty sure that was in the Bible.
I don't know. I think this one's a tough one for Wolverine, and I want to put it to the wheel.
I feel like we should put it to the wheel because I think that's tough too. You know, again, it's one of those things. Like if you're doing pure hand-to-hand combat, yes, obviously Wolverine walks away with it, no problem. But Scarlet Witch, she can do all sorts of
All sorts of nasty
you know
things.
shenanigans. Yeah,
All right, John.
and
Any
Wolverine.
objections?
No, let's
Okay.
do it.
Oh no.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Well,
it sucks.
so that means Scarlet Witch is getting past Wolverine. That's another upset. Scarlet Witch is like living off these upsets. And she is heading to the finals against Captain Marvel. Before we get into it, I just have to say, this Heroes bracket went in a direction I was not anticipating. I was totally expecting Spider-Man to cakewalk this.
Yeah, did we? How bad did we fuck this up?
This is one of those unprecedented tournaments where it's like upsets left and fucking right. Because in the first round, we lost Spider-Man, we lost Deadpool, we lost Thor, we lost the Hulk, we lost Storm. And then in the second round, we lose Captain America, we lose Doctor Strange, we lose Iron Man. And now here in the finals...
Daredevil.
Daredevil. Can't forget that. And now we have the finals. We have Captain Marvel, leader of the Avengers at times, cosmic powers, a lot of field experience, a lot of trials and tribulations against Scarlet Witch, who is incredibly powerful, has a weakness at times when it comes to her mental state, but that sheer level of just brute magic energy is tough. So, yeah, what are we thinking?
This is just like magic versus like cosmic energy.
Yeah, magic versus space.
Yeah, which as we know is like, too underrated.
Well, and Captain Marvel has already beaten like a magic user as well, and Doctor Strange in this.
That's true. She can just do it again.
Run it back.
But Scarlet Witch can, mess with reality. Maybe she could, mess with the reality of Captain Marvel's powers, take them away from her, possibly. As she's taken away mutant powers away from countless mutants. So
yeah, that's true. What do you think, Corey?
I'm undecided.
Okay.
I think Scarlet Witch is powerful, but I think like at some point, raw, and this is gonna, oh boy, this will upset Scarlet Witch fans to say this. Raw untamed power versus somebody who knows how to use theirs intimately, I feel like is going to ultimately end up in the other person's favor.
Right. Like I think that I would go with Captain Marvel just because of 2 points. One, we've already established that she's already beaten Doctor Strange, so she's got that going for her. But like you said as well, she seems much more confident in control of her powers than Scarlet Witch does at times. So that's what I would say.
There's something to be said about as a character as chaotic as Scarlet Witch as well, though. Like, maybe she could pull off something unpredictable and catch Captain Marvel completely off guard and hit her in a way where, she's just not prepared for it, and that's the sucker punch.
I would argue that if I would say that if we're going with the argument that unpredictability can beat raw strength, that would completely negate the Deadpool rogue thing that we did earlier.
Well, you should have voted for Deadpool.
I don't think that is a factor in this case. That's what I think.
I think what I would do. I mean, what side are you guys leaning to?
I'm picking Captain Marvel.
John?
I'm going Scarlet Witch.
I'm gonna go roll again on mine because I really do not know.
Okay.
So if it lands on me, we're spinning again. It's gonna come down to you two.
I love how in the finals, Corey's like, nah, I don't care.
All right, here we go. It's make or break.
My luck holds out again.
All right, so That means representing the Marvel side of things is with Scarlet Witch. So Scarlet Witch is now the Marvel hero of the Smart Avengers. She is our patron saint. She is who we now bow down to, in a sense.
It's just a bit much.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, that tournament definitely took a few turns. It didn't. It certainly didn't go the direction that we thought it was going to go. So,
Who did you have money on going all the way?
I think I lost my money at every stage of that. As we've established, I'm not a very good gambler.
I thought Spider-Man would go all the way just from the fact that both of you love Spider-Man so much. I think what happened is John going Captain America in the first round when you and I went Spider-Man and the wheel landing in John's favor. That, I think, set the whole thing in motion.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was all downhill from there.
So if we had gone instead, then that would have put Spider-Man versus Rogue. Does that change anything? That's still tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would have still voted against Rogue, I guess.
I think I would have too. I think Spider-Man would have outsmarted her.
I don't know, man. Rogue's cool.
I mean, there's a difference between combat knowledge like Captain America has and then like street smarts like Spider-Man has.
Right.
So I think he could have out clevered her. But yeah, no, that is like you said, so many heavy hitters got. I mean, there were going to be heavy hitter upsets, obviously, just based off of matchups and how many big names we had in there. But like Captain America and Iron Man and, you know, some of those guys going out as early as they did was a stunner. Like Deadpool going out in the first round, I did not see coming.
Mm-hmm. But it made it more interesting, at least.
It certainly did. I mean, we decided this part of the tournament without really knowing who we wanted to win, in a sense. Like, we had ideas, but then fate took us in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's going to be a wrap for this. We're going to come back to this in the future. So far, like I said, Scarlet Witch is who we have representing the Marvel hero side. We're going to save the bracket. We're going to share it with you guys again so that you have it, you know, pretty much in your own hands how it went. And then some point down the line, we'll pick up and we'll do the Marvel villain side. And then we'll start the DC side. And eventually those final four will go against one another in one episode. And
Scarlet Witch is going to
win. We don't know. We don't know who's on Marvel's villain side yet. We don't know who's going to be representing DC.
Batman.
Always wins.
What if Batman goes out in the first round?
Could happen. If Spider-Man went out in the first round.
Absolutely could happen.
But anything can happen in the wacky world of our tournaments, so that's why you got to keep watching. Tune in to watch the show.
There you go.
I think I pulled that off really well.
You nailed it, bud. Absolutely nailed it.
Clip that and make that like the intro to our YouTube page.
So, John, what are you sitting at so far for movies?
I am now up to 1,116 movies for the year.
1116.
Yes.
That's a lot of movies. What was your most recent one?
It was an Eli Roth movie called Thanksgiving, which was basically another holiday-based slasher movie. I think it's technically like it was started life as one of the fake trailers in the Grindhouse double bill. But yeah, he finally turned it into an actual movie. It was pretty good.
Well, there you go. What did you give it?
I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5.
Space Jam?
I think it scored higher than Space Jam.
That's what I'm saying. You give it more than Space Jam.
Yeah.
You have to watch Space Jam again. Can we do a watch along? We just watch Space Jam.
I mean, there is a Space Jam comic. We have established that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we'll get to there in good time. Not with my luck. I'm not gonna be able to win anything. So
All right.
get up with that.
Well, Dylan, what are you getting up to this week?
Yes. I'm going gambling tomorrow. How do you feel about that, guys? I don't know about you. I think my luck is gonna be in.
I'd
'Cause I've had
don't know.
so much
caution.
luck today.
Yeah, I'd maybe buy your Christmas presents now.
I'm
Just
actually
in case you
gambling
have
my
no
Christmas
money.
presents. That's what I'm gonna gamble because like it's a dead cert I'm gonna win. Right? There's no way I'm gonna fuck this up. Listen, here's my rationale. My luck was so bad today that all my bad luck is gone and all the good luck will appear tomorrow. It's textbook.
Yeah,
If this is
foolproof.
the most foolproof plan in the world, then I guess I'm the fool in this scenario. But obviously I'm not. But other than that, other than the gambling I intend to do and win, I do a really I do a radio show every Monday night on it's digital radio. It's Monday nights at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I play a lot of rock music and just whatever tickles my fancy. All sorts of cool music. It's really good. You can listen to it at bouncedigitalradio.co.uk. You can listen to it wherever you are in the world. If you're on a boat or if you're on an airplane. If it's 9 o'clock on a Monday night, you can listen to the show.
There you go.
And you have access. And I stream sometimes on Twitch at Spooky LaRue, where I draw pictures, and then sometimes I animate those pictures. I put those on YouTube on Team Crows and which is in all this shit's in the description or whatever. I don't know. It's all there somewhere.
All right. Well, as for me, I have some other projects that are down in the description as well. One is a podcast called Large Old Cup. And the other is a bit of a writing project. I'm hoping to get back into the flow of doing those here shortly. But until next time, where we will possibly be talking about the Kang Dynasty, we'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.